This video is sponsored by Noragon, the commercial vehicle data experts. Visit noragon.com to learn more.
Tess, did you come in here?
Hey, what's up?
I was looking at this list of data center topics that you left, and I was wondering why this one says carbs. I mean, health is important, but is this really the show we should be discussing it on?
Well, no, that's CARB, all caps, the California Air Resources Board.
Ah, that makes way more sense. There's always a lot to talk about there, and I don't think I could fill an entire episode with carbohydrate facts. Best I could do is remember when everyone was on the Atkins diet in the early 2000s. Remember that? That was crazy.
Yeah. I was 4.
Welcome to another episode of Fleet Equipment's Data Center, the series that aims to make truck data approachable. I'm Alex.
And I'm Tess. And today's topic is the regulations and requirements coming from CARB.
As we mentioned, CARB is the California Air Resources Board. They're a bit of a unique body that controls regulations in the state of California on everything related to air quality and emissions, which naturally includes cars and trucks.
They've been pushing the state down a path to sustainability and zero emissions, with more aggressive targets than the other states in the U.S. For example, in May of this year, they released a rule that will actually ban the sale of combustion trucks in the state of California by 2036. It's part of a goal to transition the state to zero emissions trucks by 2045. And they're issuing big plans for fleets to begin the transition to this goal starting as early as next year, with different timelines for different types of fleets.
Additionally, the US EPA announced earlier this year that they will allow California to go a step beyond the EPA's own rules and require truck manufacturers to sell an increasing number of zero emissions trucks over the next couple of decades.
And don't think that just because you're not in California, you won't be affected by this. After all, California is the nation's largest state, and if you run long-haul interstate routes with your trucks or regional haul in the West, there's a good chance they'll end up there at some time or another. It affects a higher percentage of fleets than it sounds like.
Other states also tend to follow California's lead. Take that EPA example from just now. Attorneys General, which is always fun to say, from 15 states sent a letter last year urging the EPA to approve the California truck standards, which would seem to suggest that those states are planning to follow the rule themselves or adopt a similar one.
So if you are going to be affected by the rules, what can you do? Step 1 is to make a plan. When those regulations come down the line, the most prepared fleets will be the best equipped to rule with them.
That's where data comes in. This is Data Center after all.
How can your data help you plan for the zero emissions future? Let's ask Noragon.
First, you're going to need to get at least one tech certified for CARB testing. Certification is run by CARB and should take a technician just a few hours to study the materials and pass the test. See the link in the description of the video for where you can find that test. Then the tech will be qualified to do both electronic and manual inspections. And it probably makes sense to get a second technician trained up for this if you are in California, or you're near the California border, or you're in areas with a lot of fleets that go to California. If you're doing electronic inspections, which is on 2013 and newer vehicles only, you should be able to use the same laptop that you use today for diagnosing vehicles. You won't need any kind of special dedicated piece of hardware. CARB regulations provide a lot of flexibility in that regards. If you have to perform a manual inspection, 2012 or older trucks, then you're going to need to purchase or lease a certified smoke opacity tester. There is both a physical visual inspection as well as that smoke test to make sure that you're going to pass. The electronic inspection should only take a couple of minutes, and the results will not be given to you directly from the tester. What you will get is an email from CARB saying you pass or you fail and why. And that email will be also sent to the tester to let you know. The regulation affects every non-gasoline engine vehicle with a GVWR of 14,000 pounds or greater that operates in California. So what do we mean by operate? That means that you're either domiciled in California or you use California highways, which means any truck going to and from the ports of LA or Long Beach, that's using California highways. Noregon is producing a new tool called Truck Checkup. Truck Checkup will be able to do the electronic inspection in just a couple of minutes. It will send your data to CARB, and it will allow you to very quickly and easily see whether or not you've passed inspection. Look forward to Truck Checkup coming later this fall.
There's a lot we don't know about the future of trucking and zero emissions, but the more you use the data, the better prepared you'll be for whatever's coming next.
Thanks for watching. Tune into the next data center for even more trucking data insights and information.